All right. We have hit the go live button. We are going live now on YouTube. Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? How's it going, everybody? We're back with another episode of the BCS Sports Show. Is that what we call ourselves? BCS Sports Show? BCS Podcast? Sure, why not?
Sounds good to me. Whatever.
It's me. It's your boy CJ and Spects. What's up, dude?
I didn't realize we were going full Asmongold. Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? It's your boy, Spects.
It's your boy. Hold on, wait. Maybe we don't want to go full Asmongold right now because it's not.
He's cleaning his.
Him. He is. I saw the pictures.
House.
Good for him, man.
He cleaned his living room and his kitchen.
Hey, you know what?
All the man needed to do was be banned off Twitch for 2 weeks for him to finally clean his house.
You know, I will say, and we're not obviously a streaming or sports podcast or a gaming podcast, but it is crazy how he gets banned from Twitch and immediately his mental health gets better and he cleans his house.
Well, this is all in preparation for, as you know, WoW's 30th anniversary is coming up in like 2 weeks. So this is really just he's cleaning until it gets dirty again. The effort is there because we all know what's ultimately gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's getting better because he has made some mistakes. Well, anyway, that's not why anyone is here. I mean, all right. Do we want to?
We can talk WoW for an hour.
We can talk WoW for an hour. I've been grinding it. NFL though. Hey, both of our teams won last week.
Yes.
Hooray.
We barely beat the Miami Dolphins.
Barely beat the. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day,
a win is a win.
Is a win.
Exactly. A win is a win.
16-10. Matt Gay, player of the game for you guys.
Yep.
Let's go. And then the Broncos killed the Saints.
And then the late game that everyone had to watch, basically. I understand why everyone hates Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, what? So what happened? I did not watch that game. I was off doing Halloween stuff with my son.
The amount of holding calls that were magically called on the 49ers that were on the Chiefs was amazing.
Gotcha.
Although, my favorite part has to be their safety Cooks trying to get into a fight with Trent Williams.
Right, and I saw Trent Williams punch him, and Trent Williams got ejected.
In the face, and he got ejected, and I'm like, Trent Williams doesn't deserve to be ejected because he's just retaliating. Like you know, if you punch Trent Williams is going to punch you.
Right. Trent Williams is like one of the toughest guys in the NFL. He's not going to...
Everyone's like, oh, Trent Williams is so damn... I'm like, no, Trent Williams is a big man.
He doesn't take shit.
He's not going to take shit from some 180-pound soaking wet free safety from the Chiefs. He's like, I've been around too long, boy. You know why they outlaw? He might be an O-lineman, but I guarantee you, if he was the defensive lineman back in the 60s, he'd be absolutely doing that double bitch slap move that they banned.
Oh, 1,000%. Yes, he would.
He probably did it on the O-line too, just to spite them. Just like, hey, what, Papa?
Yeah. I love Trent Williams. He's so good. So yeah,
the 49ers are cooked.
They are so cooked. It's bad. I saw a meme, and I don't want to laugh, but it was kind of funny. But it's like
necessarily bad. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think
injuries now.
They're injuries.
But
the whole thing, you know what's funny is every few years the Niners have this one-off year, and it's like they get a high draft pick, draft some really good guy, and then go to the Super Bowl the next year. So you know what? It's just that weird rebuilding year for them, where they're gonna have like the number 4 or 5 pick, draft some stud lineman to fix it, and we're gonna have the reincarnation of Dwight Freeney and from back in the day.
Yeah, it's their
2 edge rushers.
They are in a spot. I saw something which made me laugh, even though I probably shouldn't. But it said their healthiest receiver was shot like 2 months ago.
Yep.
Which is like, oh my god.
Deebo has pneumonia.
Deebo has pneumonia. Yeah.
So he might be back. He might not be. Juwan Jennings, I guess. I don't know if that'll happen to him.
He's hurt.
Ayuk died.
Tore his ACL, but yeah.
He's dead. McCaffrey.
This
dead.
season, yes. McCaffrey is hurt, yeah. Juwan Jennings
Purdy's looking
has a
human.
Hip. Yeah, Juwan Jennings has a hip injury. Chris Conley's hurt.
And then the Chiefs go out and get DeAndre Hopkins, who apparently was their number 2 get because they really wanted Cooper Kupp, which would have scared the ever-living balls out of me.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins scares the living crap out of me, too. I love that guy. He's so good.
I'm terrified now. Like I now understand why Brandon Verna wants something bad to happen to Patrick Mahomes, because now he has DeAndre Hopkins, and now if DeAndre Hopkins just can return because he has a quarterback who's going to throw to him.
Yeah, that's.
TJ, I mean, is Ridley going to be the next one getting that card out?
I don't know. I mean,
he might go to the Broncos. They need a guy.
I'm not gonna lie. The Broncos need somebody. Our receivers.
Calvin Ridley would be a nice pickup.
Calvin Ridley would be a good one because he's still young. That's the thing. It's like I want Cooper Kupp, but he's also like 30. So the timeline doesn't really match up. So I'm on board for Ridley.
And the craziest rumor is that Stafford might be going to the Vikings.
I saw that one. That one is insane, and I don't know how to feel about it because Darnold's been good. And
I get why they're doing it, because they have to feel like it's like
now or never, I guess.
I don't want to say that they don't think it's necessarily now or never. I wonder if their logic is like almost like we're here with Darnold, but we could be here with Stafford.
I could see that. I don't know. It just seems odd to have this hot quarterback and immediately, 6-7 weeks in, try to trade him.
But I mean, are they scared because they don't think they can beat Detroit?
And that's what I wonder, is either they don't think they can beat Detroit, or they think this Sam Darnold thing is actually a flash in the pan and they're trying to sell high.
Could be.
Like, I mean, those are the only two things I could think of, because Sam Darnold's still young. So if you think this is what he is, that's your franchise quarterback. Why would you trade that? So there's got to be hey, we're either at the ceiling with him and we think we can get better, or hey, we don't think this is actually real and we've had some very fortunate things happen to get us to this point.
Probably both.
It probably is a combination of both. Definitely this higher ceiling thing, even though Stafford, I think at this point's like 36, but
I wonder too if they also think JJ McCarthy's our guy. He's our franchise quarterback. We don't necessarily want Darnold to be our franchise guy. So if we get a guy who's older, that's maybe we go to the NFC title game or Super Bowl on a rental, and he wants to retire, it's not going to bother us. Then we don't have to be in the situation of, oh crap, Sam Darnold went 14-2, 14-3, but we want to give it to JJ. Like we'd look,
that actually makes a lot of sense.
It looks bad for us, because then for the Rams, they're in a situation where if they wanted to dump both of them, and they draft a quarterback, let's say they get Ewers,
right?
Then they have a young quarterback, a number one receiver in Nakua, a really good number two in Atwell, a really good running back. You basically reset the Rams then essentially have reset themselves with the franchise quarterback and skill positions in 2 years. They didn't have to rebuild. They didn't have to rebuild. They just went whoop.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And also, I just looked up Darnold's salary. He is an unrestricted free agent after this year, so I could see them wanting to avoid having to pay him a huge contract this offseason and go on the rookie timeline thing, at least with Sam Darnold Matt Stafford as like that bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very interesting rumor. But a lot of times when the rumors come out, that usually means it's not going to happen. Especially if the rumor comes out and like 2 days later it hasn't happened yet. Generally not a great sign.
Well, I wonder too if they were kind of like, hey, let's do this deal after we play, because it'd be kind of odd.
Oh, do they play each other?
They play each other on Thursday, so it would have been rude. I think that's more of the issue, where it's like, hey, let's play Thursday, and then I don't think it'd be shocking if they were like, they play Thursday, trades on Friday.
That would be so wacky. Oh, I'm on board for that. I'm rooting for that now. I like that.
Realistically, right?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense why they would wait then.
Then Stafford just goes back with the Vikings, and Darnold stays here, and he can watch UCLA lose to Rutgers on Friday.
Hell yeah. Let's go UCLA.
Or USC. Sorry.
Oh, USC. I was going to say.
USC plays Rutgers. USC plays Rutgers on Friday. You know how busy
California?
LA... Yeah, you know how busy LA is going to be on Friday night?
I'm assuming you have Lakers and Clippers.
No, so for Clippers don't. So in the city, so where Dodger Stadium, here's a little fun.
Oh yeah, baseball. I forgot about baseball.
The Dodgers, the Staples Center. and the Coliseum are all within like 10 minutes of each other on like the same sort of like block. So the Dodger game starts at 5, Laker game starts at 7, and the USC game starts at 8.
Oh my god. That's a lot.
It's going to be miserable.
Yeah. See, I would say that the Denver's had a similar thing, but the Rockies had never made it that far.
Not in years, not over a decade.
Not in a very long time. Yeah, but yeah, those days are always crazy though when you have a bunch of stuff happening in like a super small vicinity like that.
And then the next day, I think the Kings play at home.
Gotcha. So they also have to be.
It's a busy sports weekend,
man.
And then I think on top of it, the LAFC plays, and they basically play at the Coliseum.
Oh, do they really? I didn't realize that.
They put the stadium in the parking lot. It's weird.
I'm sorry, what? They put the stadium in the parking lot? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Do you not know this?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah. The parking lot's huge.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It used to be where the Clippers played.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
It's like a little mini stadium.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
BMO Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like but it's still like a permanent fixture.
Yeah, it's a permanent fixture. It's
I thought it was like, hey, they go ahead and just wheel in a freaking soccer stadium in between.
No, it's still there. They cut down. There's that parking lot there used to be way bigger, so like it's really parking. As you can guess, parking's a bitch.
Oh, I can imagine. Like I will say, like there's a reason the Rapids play over near the airport in Denver because there's nothing out there, and they built like this ginormous like complex with like 20 soccer fields. Really nice.
Yeah, so you at the park. Usually at the park, like there's a structure over yonder that you like. When I went, we parked at.
Gotcha.
So we had to walk. It's not that far of a walk, but
that's still crazy. They do like concerts and stuff here. Man, this place looks nice.
Yeah, they do it outside. I didn't know that was a thing.
They do concerts at the Broncos Stadium. That's where Taylor Swift plays.
No, they do it outside. There's if you see on the map there, it says the Torch at the LA Memorial Coliseum. That's a concert venue. That is an outdoor concert venue. They have a stage and everything. I'm like, what in the unholy hell is that? It's not inside. It's outside.
Well, yeah, I mean,
what the hell is this?
Thing is, well, see, our biggest one is Red Rocks, and that's outside. That's on the side of a mountain. Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah,
if you ever go see a show, go
want
to Red Rocks. Red Rocks is lit.
I want to. But yeah, so it's gonna be wacky, and then
that is a wacky.
Then if you go up a little bit, you can. If you go up, you go up a little bit. There's Crypto Arena, and if you go up even further, there's Dodger Stadium. So if you want to have a fun time around 7:30, see how long it takes to go from Dodger Stadium to the Coliseum. God, it's usually about 10 minutes.
Terrible.
Go Lakers. That's right, Bryce.
No. We don't do that here.
That's gonna be wild here.
I will be. All right.
I'll be home watching on my TV.
Yeah, that's the way to watch. I think you can flip between games if you need to. All right. What games are you liking this week? I mean, I guess we could talk. Do we want to talk about our teams first or last?
It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the Broncos and Carolina first then.
If the Broncos don't win, something's wrong with them.
I feel so bad for Bryce Young because his first start back as a starter, he's starting this week, is going to be against the team.
Is he starting?
He's starting this week, is against the team with the second most sacks in the NFL.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, he's going to have... Denver is a -10 favorite, which Denver is not very good if we're really looking at it critically, and they're still favored by 10 points.
Well...
So, yeah, the Broncos lose that, the season's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have some hope right now, but if we lose the Panthers, it's over.
No more hope.
I'm fully on Nuggets season at that point.
I think. All right, so I play the Texans. I assume this will be a loss. They played them close. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're in Houston. So that's
here's my whole thing is if they lose to Houston twice, whatever.
I mean,
you're
Houston's
4-4.
Really good. So
yeah, you're 4-4,
not bad.
and I think they might be the best second place team in the AFC. So I don't think there's
Probably.
too much to worry about.
Yeah.
At least at this juncture.
Do you think they're they're the best second place team? Because I would say probably the Steelers.
Well, I think I should say I think they're gonna get a playoff spot.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Because you only
I mean, so unless like the Bengals figure it out,
which
they might be
kind of been over the last couple weeks.
They play the Eagles. I think if they beat the Eagles, that'll kind of propel them forward.
Yeah, and Philadelphia will burn down because I'm pretty sure their fans.
They kind of already were. Kind of already are.
That's true. Well, they do that just every year, I think, though. So that's kind of just normal.
Yeah, and then yeah. Yeah, and there's not. Look at the schedule. I don't want to say it's a light schedule, but it's not like. I think the most enticing game is Bears Commanders, and Jaden Daniels might not even be playing.
Yeah, I would care more about that game if Jaden Daniels was definitely playing. It looks like I think he's questionable, so I don't know if he's going to play. And they destroyed whoever they played last week with Mariota. Was it Carolina? Who did they play?
It was Carolina.
Was it Carolina? Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, it is.
But I don't know. The whole thing is I don't know because he said it's ribs. So I don't. I mean, are they? I kind of wonder too if they might just be like, "Hey, wear a flat jacket, you'll be fine."
I guess it depends on what it is with the ribs, right? Because if it's one where it's like,
did they?
I don't think they did. Because if it's something where he can still throw, then sure, throw a flak jacket on, it'd be fine. But if it's something where it makes the motion of throwing not possible or like hurt like crazy.
He missed practice today, and he said he's week to week, but they haven't really gone much more into it.
So to me, that's probably not playing unless they just shoot him up with Tramadol or something.
I mean, there's 2 more days, so I don't. Maybe he'll do something light tomorrow.
Maybe. Thing is though, like, I don't mind Mariota's backup. He's fine.
No, Mariota's
so
fine.
Like, as far as teams go, they're actually not in a super bad spot if he can't play.
No, I don't think they're.
Could be worse.
That's what. Yeah.
And Chicago isn't the best team anyway.
And don't worry if you're wondering about, wow, where are my Cowboys in primetime? They play at 5:20 against the Niners again.
One team is going to be so sad after that game. I mean, the Cowboys are already bad, but
you know what's funny though?
What?
I will 100% take Brock Purdy with very little behind him
over Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
I think I agree. Because the Cowboys should be so much better than they are. It's actually insane.
Is it?
I mean, I think so. Like, they at least have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. It's just their running game sucks. And they're, I don't know. I feel they should be better than they are. They're a huge disappointment, especially with all the money they paid Dak.
Yeah. Well, it's also, you have McCarthy.
That's true. That doesn't help him at all, having McCarthy's. So, yeah.
Not the good McCarthy either.
Not the good. No, not at all. Yeah, this slate this week kind of sucks.
I mean, Bill Seahawks is I think a sneaky one.
That's an okay one.
That no one's good. The whole thing is, the thing that sucks is no one's gonna watch this. No one's gonna be able to watch this game.
Which one?
That Bill Seahawks game.
Bill Seahawks, yeah, because that'll only be.
It's regional.
Is it regional? Okay. Because I'd imagine Kansas City, Vegas is the national one.
No, national one. I assume is going to be Bears Commanders because that one got moved. That one got moved.
The game with the first and second overall pick. That makes sense.
And mind you, these two are on CBS late window. The Chargers Saints and the Bills Seahawks. They're CBS late games too.
The Bills Seahawks one's Fox, according to.
Oh, so these are.
Oh, I see. Games? Yeah. So Saints Chargers is Fox. Bills Seahawks. Is Fox. And then CBS is Denver Carolina, which is the one I'll get to watch. Kansas City Vegas, and then Chicago Washington.
I assume I'm getting Bears Commanders, but I watch Red Zone, so I don't really get to watch the game. I don't watch the game in its entirety.
If you have Red Zone, who cares, right?
Yeah, I have Red Zone.
Yeah.
Oh, then my team's primetime next Sunday. Oh boy.
Oh, you have primetime? I don't think I think the Broncos have a primetime near like Christmas.
I have a friend who's going to have to see the Colts Broncos game.
Nice.
I think in December.
Battle of the Horses, dude.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't go as bad as last time.
I don't even remember the last time that we played.
It was all field goals.
Was it? Okay.
In that Thursday night game.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's because Thursday night games just suck in general.
All right. So I think there's one thing we need to talk about before we shift over to the NBA.
Yeah.
And that was the debut of your former quarterback, Russell Danger Wilson.
Danger Witch Wilson.
Who didn't look...
Let's pull up... I'm going to pull up the stats.
Who didn't look terrible.
It's true. It's true.
Russell Wilson went 16 of 29 with 264 yards and 2 touchdowns.
264, 2 touchdowns. Question: how many sacks? Because that's what he loves to do. He loves to get sacked.
I don't think he got sacked.
The Jets.
Let's see.
The Jets suck.
Let's see. Sacks. He only got sacked once.
Interesting. Wow, that is way lower than at any point during his tenure with the Broncos. You know, so I struggle, right? Because yeah, he played fine, right? But I also know what's gonna happen. Okay.
What's gonna happen?
Well, he's gonna play a team that's not the Jets because the Jets suck. And
so, like, who does he play this week?
I don't know who. I think he plays the Giants this week. Which actually,
okay.
The Giants are number 1 in the league in sacks, so that number is gonna go up for them.
This is I like how this is just bitterness.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I refuse to believe that, like, and he did this with Denver too, right? That first game with when we played the Seahawks, we're like, okay, there might be something here, and then it just kind of like just tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. And I don't know. I think playing Wilson over Fields was a wrong call. Fields was not playing terribly. He wasn't like amazing, but he was playing good enough to win. And I don't know if I just don't trust Russell Wilson at all anymore to do anything. Because it's been, like, I think 4 years since he's been a good quarterback. Because his last couple years in Seattle were bad, too. So, I guess so. I don't know. One game against a bad team isn't going to sway me from that opinion, I don't think.
Alrighty.
So, I guess good for him.
Good for him.
Danger Witch.
Oh, boy.
All right. We want to talk your Lakers. JJ Redick. Hey.
Birdie looks good. EB good. I don't know. Are the T-Wolves still good?
They have Julius Randle on their team, so I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
Because Julius Randle seems to not be fully engaged in a basketball game when he's out there. It's crazy that he has as many All-Stars and has the contract he does. Like, I'm not a Julius Randle guy. I think he makes them definitively worse. Personally. So, but yeah, no.
I mean, I get it.
I like the Lakers look pretty good. So, and
they look really, really good.
JJ Redick actually seems like he's a good coach. Like, game management wise, it worked. I watched some of the plays that they ran last night. They weren't just kind of standing around hoping LeBron and AD kind of save them, which was really nice.
No, it looked.
They actually ran some actions.
I wonder this because he made mention. I remember him talking about it a lot on First Take when he was yelling at Stephen A. Smith that the Lakers should be running the offense through Anthony Davis and not LeBron James.
Yeah.
And look what happened. They ran it through Anthony Davis and not LeBron James.
And Anthony Davis' stat line last night was kind of ridiculous too. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. It was Anthony Davis last night went. Where is Anthony Davis? There you are, sir.
16 rebounds, 4 assists, 36 points.
Yeah.
LeBron James 16 and 5. Ooh, they really did go through him.
They really did go through AD.
God.
Yeah. No, it's AD.
I mean, that's what it takes to win, and because the whole thing was I saw this earlier, and I can't tell when people are being homers in sports media
Mm-hmm.
or when they actually think something. I saw two people say the Lakers are going to win 50 games this year, and I'm like, I think you're insane.
Yeah, that's a little insane. That's a little crazy because their supporting cast, beside AD and LeBron James, I have many questions about their supporting cast. 50 games is a lot.
I mean, unless the logic is like, hey, AD healthy, offense going through AD, they're going to win more games than they're going to lose.
Maybe. I mean, he was pretty healthy last year, so that's the one thing against that argument.
See, yeah, but here's my counterpoint: Darvin Ham's an idiot.
True. You know what? True. They greatly improved when it comes to coaching. You're not wrong.
Like when you have when you have somebody who's like, hey, we have a really good center, let's work through our really good center.
Yeah,
I mean the whole thing is LeBron James is easily going to get. You'll have this 20-minute, 20-point games and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, LeBron is 40 years old, 39.
Yeah.
He's getting to a point where he kind of needs to start actually conserving his energy. So, these regular season games, sure, he'll play 35 minutes like he did last night, but it's going to be a 20 minutes worth of effort type of thing going on,
I would just...
And I don't blame him. That's how it should be.
I want to flip to the other side and talk about the guys they got in the trade. I don't know how many points Cat had in his game, but Julius Randle and DiVincenzo had a combined 26 points and 12 rebounds and 7 assists. I'm willing to bet Cat had a better line.
I don't know if he did. I'm going to pull up the game from yesterday. Karl Anthony Towns.
By the way, yeah. Oh, 12.7.
12.7 and 3. Yeah, that's not great.
I want to point something out, and this might have been just me because I hate the Celtics. So any point that I can poke fun at them, regardless of what they did.
I'm on board.
They tied the record for threes.
Yes, they did.
At 29.
Yes.
And then went on to miss what?
14 straight.
14 straight threes?
Yep, at the end of the game.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no.
I don't care if you make 29. I'd be like, hey, we missed 14. Maybe we shouldn't be shooting these anymore.
Yeah, it was. I had the box score up at one point, but I think Peyton Pritchard went 1 for 9 off the bench from 3.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's some real chucking it energy right there. Sam Hauser 2 for 7.
Yeah, Peyton Richard had 3 points total, so that 1 3 was his only thing.
Though the starters, I did the math, shot 63% from 3 from the starters.
All the starters were in double figures to start. Brown, Tatum had, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Holiday, and even the 6th man, Derek White. I don't know if he is the 6th man.
I mean, he was a starter. He started.
Oh, yeah. Well, all their starters plus their 6th man had were in double digits in points.
Yeah, Tatum had 37.
You know what? If you're a Knicks fan, I don't even. You can just whatever. No one got hurt. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game with a bunch of guys who, I mean, at least a couple of them haven't played with each other. Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. I will say it's a bit concerning. Mikal Bridges' 3-point shot is broken. It seems like.
I'm just gonna say this: if you are a Knicks fan, and apart from the first quarter, you held pace with the Celtics the rest of the night. So I would say look at that, and not just.
That's true.
Look at it, you were down almost 20 points, but then 31 apiece. You met 8, and then you outscored them in the fourth. Really, if that first quarter was a little bit closer, This is a different game.
And to be fair, also it was the ring night for the Celtics. They were amped up. That definitely contributes to why the Celtics got, out to such a hot start.
And then by the next second game is against the Pacers, which I assume they'll probably win.
Probably. I think the Pacers almost lost tonight against the Pistons. Yeah, they won by 6.
Oh wow, they won by.
It was pretty
6.
close most of the game. The Pacers blew them out in the fourth quarter. They're actually losing at one point.
Ooh.
The Pistons suck.
Yeah, Pistons are bad.
Pistons but though the Pacers already have James Wiseman got hurt. It looks like he might have potentially torn his Achilles. At least that's what the injury looked like. Non-contact, tried to explode, and then just grabbed at the back of his heel. So it's that's not a great sign. So that sucks for him. I feel bad. But yeah, I I don't know. I I have a hot take about NBA rules, and I
Okay,
saw this on
let's hear
Twitter
it.
last night.
All right, let's hear it.
After the Celtics through three quarters had tied the NBA record for threes. Do you
Is it move
think
the 3-point back?
do no, not move the 3 point back. It was, do we need to have a 3 second violation, but for the corners? Like, similar how you can't just sit in the paint as an offensive player for more than
Maybe.
3 seconds. Players can't sit in the corner for more than 3 seconds. I saw someone on Twitter mention it. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't, because the whole thing is I know there's a lot of like set pick and rolls from the corner, so I don't. I get the logic, but I don't know.
And the thought is,
I mean, they don't even necessarily stand in the corner. A lot of times they'll stand in front of the line and then take the step back on the pass.
and that's fine, right? And I understand, like, it's similar to the paint and how, like, they kind of dance in and out, right? They, like Jokic does this all the time. He's sitting in the paint, and he takes a step out and then goes back to right where he was. So, like, I understand it wouldn't be perfect, but, like, so 9 of their 3-pointers last night were from the corner. And I didn't watch the whole game, but I saw a lot of people kind of bitching on Twitter about how it's just boring basketball.
Well, yeah, it feels. Isn't it kind of like when you're playing like NBA, like NBA Street from back in the day?
Or yeah, Street or whatever.
Yeah, from back, not even Street, like NBA Jam from back in the day, where it's just like corner 3.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I wonder if at some point they do think about that. I don't know if is the right move, because you would hope that teams would adjust, right? And
they might adjust, but then it would just be the same thing we were talking about, where it's like, oh, they'll just set the play like outside and then just like. Oh, yeah. Come step back, shoot.
And I will say, obviously, the starters, like we said, went 63% from 3, so it was kind of they're not going to shoot that well every night. Honestly, this probably might be their best shooting game of the season. But
maybe
it was something that crossed my mind that I thought was interesting, and I think could be kind of cool to help diversify offenses.
I guess, but it's one of those things where it's like, I just don't know how they would even. I mean, that's just one more thing they had to count.
Yeah, essentially, my thought is you have one referee that's kind of in charge of the paint, one referee in charge of one corner, and one referee in charge of the other, because there's 3 refs out there at any time. Well, there's 3 refs, and maybe you add a 4th. I don't know. But
I guess the whole thing is if you were to say that, it would have to be like, I don't even know, because some of the offenses run through the corner, because I know there's so many times where it's like they'll clear it out corner and then it's like to the top of the key again.
Yeah, and some of that stuff would have to change, but it may, I think it might bring back more post-game, because you can't just kind of have dudes chilling in the corner anymore. I don't know. Part of it is I'm a Nuggets fan, and we don't really shoot the 3 very well. I think we're last in the NBA last year in 3-point shooting. So I was like, hey, if we can make it so Aaron Gordon isn't just, like, not great over there, and we can do some stuff, like... I don't know. It would also shrink the floor, which probably isn't good for.
I mean, the whole thing is, I can't even say like the Lakers. It probably wouldn't hurt the Lakers. Like, I mean, even when they were good, they never really had like the spot corner guy. They were more of like top of the arc. We're gonna shoot the deep 3, not the corner 3, like real men.
I don't know. I just think it'd be interesting to see how basketball would end up adapting to a rule like that. And it's not unprecedented. If it gets to be too much, right? If one team just kind of kills the NBA because they can do it and no one else can, which at this point you think we would see. They did it with. That's the reason goaltending exists, because Wilt Chamberlain, like, would just pick up things. Yeah, like, so I don't know.
I would say it's a maybe, but I don't think it'd be a 3-second thing. It might be. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe there are other ways you could address it.
Maybe it would be like you can't. I guess the standing thing would be the easiest thing, but I guess it would be more of like it's like an active play zone. Like maybe that's what you end up doing is you don't have guys set up behind the arc anymore.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be moving in the zone.
It's an active play zone unless you're taking a shot. So like it would be like this would benefit the triangle offense where it's like where it's like constant ball moving and things are moving around.
Yeah, and like, that would be a benefit to me.
Play setup.
Yeah, and like to me that would be a benefit, right? Because ball movement is the best part of type of basketball to watch, right? Like at least I think so. Like those old Spurs team. That's why I love the Nuggets.
The old Lakers teams.
The old Lakers teams. Like that's always been the best. Like any type of one-on-one hero ball, like the James Harden Rockets, kind of just sucks. Like as a fan to watch, but I don't know. And I guess we'll see if the Celtics end up destroying the NBA this year, and it's because of the corner three. Then maybe the NBA thinks about it. I wouldn't be too mad. Just to spite
the
them.
Celtics.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too.
Don't worry. The Lakers will win back-to-back in-season tournaments.
Hell yeah! That I don't. Is the Lakers? The Lakers might have been my pick for the in-season tournament champ.
No, you picked. Who
did I pick?
You picked the Knicks.
That's right. I did pick the Knicks. Yeah, you're right. I picked the Knicks.
That sounds about
right. I did think it's strong. I did think hard about the Lakers back-to-back IST. Michael Jordan never did that.
You know what? I think this year they're like, hey, we're gonna play hard in this. We'll try it. We won't go gung ho.
Yeah,
I think that kind of killed it for him.
Was them going kind of gung ho for it?
I don't think it was necessarily going gung ho for it per se, but I think okay, this is gonna sound weird. I think LeBron wanted to go try hard for it.
Oh, I agree.
I think the real reason is he wanted to win it. He wanted to be the first one to win it.
Oh, 100%. That's a LeBron thing to do. 1,000%. Yes.
But I think the flip side of that was he wanted this young team to experience playoff basketball. And I think that would be his excuse, would be like, we want to have these young guys feel that pressure versus trial by fire.
I mean, that does make sense. Like the Indiana Pacers last year made it to the in-season tournament final, right? And they ended up going to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is farther than we thought they would go. So I feel like there is some credence to that, right?
Where it's like you get to feel that atmosphere,
and
it's one and done. So it's like, oh, you lose, okay, whatever.
It's like the NCAA tournament almost atmosphere, though, to an extent. At least when you get to the knockout rounds part of it.
Yeah, so it's like this year, if it's like, I mean, again, I don't say this to be like, oh, how dare you? I don't think the Nuggets will go far because I don't think the Nuggets give a shit.
No, 100%, they do not give a shit. I guarantee it.
I think the Lakers will be in that same boat of like, if we make it, but we're not going to be actively like.
So essentially, the ones that we think potentially could win this, at least if the 1 year sample size of last year makes sense, teams like the Magic, teams like where's the other one? The Rockets. Like teams like that are younger and talented. That like
I think your bubble teams, like teams that might be like, because that's for the Lakers, where it's like I don't think they will be this year, but I think like your bubble teams will probably try for it.
Right, and then the young teams.
Yeah, because if you're a young coach, like they get to experience what that atmosphere is like. I mean, granted, the NBA would hate it because they'd rather have Lakers Knicks final because that's more fun. But it's like, what are you realistically going to get if this thing goes on? I think you are going to see more teams that are vying for like 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 10? Is it 10?
Yeah, so 9, 10 play in the play-in, and then 7, 8 play in the play-in.
So I think those teams in that grouping
are
probably the ones that are going to try. Will be the ones that are going to be like, we'll try for it, because then they can take that momentum and be like, see, we can win that. We can beat these teams.
Right.
Even though it's like, are they actually trying? Probably not.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to see Denver and
Boston, Minnesota.
Minnesota won't probably be in it. Dallas probably won't be actively going gung ho.
The Suns definitely aren't going to.
No, not with Kevin Durant.
The Suns do not give a shit.
Not with Kevin Durant.
No.
They're going to be like, yeah, I don't want to be here. Like, nothing's funnier to me than when everyone's leaving the Lakers, even though, like, when another team wins it, they're going to do the exact same thing the Lakers did.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. I mean, you still it's still bragging rights, right? Like, you go to All-Star Weekend.
No, that's what everyone was talking about. It's like, I heard it's like, man, the Lakers are, the little Lakers, and everyone's like, wait a minute, because it was like the Heat, they're all Heat fans. It's like, wait, the Heat did it. We'd be bragging the Heat won the first one.
Right, 100%. Yeah.
I'm like, all you do is you put, like, you put that little banner up there and you just put the years on it. So it doesn't get its own banner. It's all collective.
Yes. Well,
there you go.
In-season tournament. Didn't think we'd be talking about that.
In-season tournament champions, the New York Knicks.
The New York Knicks, dude. Let's go.
I don't have it, but I mean, it's like, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, perennial playoff, playoff and finals.
Well, yeah, I mean, why, like, until you get to those knockout rounds, like, you're gonna treat the other games just like any other game. Like, why would you treat it different than any other regular season game?
Doesn't that start in like 2 weeks anyway?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, because last year it was like the middle of November. and it
Yeah,
ended
so it's
like
gonna
early
start.
December.
It starts soon. Yeah, so it's gonna start sooner than later anyway.
Yeah,
and then it's just like eh.
I mean,
the only thing I remember last year was the courts were kind of interesting, and then how they booed that one girl who worked for ESPN loudly in Vegas.
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear about. I don't think I watched the in-season tournament finals.
I don't know who's the main person now. What's her name?
Is it the sideline reporter?
That Michaela Andrews.
Oh, Michaela Andrews, yeah.
So she had a little bit of a controversy last year regarding the whole. What was that one dude's name on the Thunder?
Josh Giddey.
The Josh Giddey thing.
He had some stuff happen last year.
People on the internet were saying she wasn't treating him as strongly as she would other players.
Interesting.
And I guess I saw it. I'm like, oh, I think she's being more of a journalist, and I guess we don't understand what journalists are anymore. To be fair,
gotcha.
It's kind of hard, and I despise this woman when you have people like Jamel Hill out there.
Yeah, she's a tough one to.
Who literally had a top 5 list of most racist things Donald Trump has done, and I'm like, and this woman, I'm like, why do you give this woman a platform? Like, she doesn't deserve one. Yeah, but she's had apparently a lot of interesting things. So, it says in recent years she's been carrying the weight with all eyes on her, and some reports that to buckler seat underreporting on allegations of violence against women is put her at odds with legions of fans.
Interesting.
And I remember the whole thing last year too. I don't know how old this article is. This article might be old, but I remember like people were very didn't like how she and this is from early this year. How she in particular was, that story.
Interesting.
Was one in particular. Was one of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was odd. You know what I think started it, if I recall correctly, because I had to like look back. Yeah, so her Josh Giddey reaction, she didn't like it. She didn't like make a hubbub about, but I guess she went hard on what's his face last year. I forget his name or a couple years ago with the Celtics. When he got let go, I can't think of the guy. He's now the coach of Arizona.
Oh, you mean Udoka? You mean Udoka, the coach of the Rockets? Yeah.
Like Udoka, but the Michaela Andrews was booed. She was booed, so she's not very well liked.
Interesting. I didn't hear about this, or I didn't pay him enough attention, I guess.
I heard it and I saw it. I'm just like, my eyes kind of rolled. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I get one thing I've noticed with people who aren't like official journalists who are like, I guess now, and I guess we're sort of in this, is like there's journalists and then there's like freelance, like the freelance blog journalists, like which my friends are. And it's like those people seem to be way more outspoken, because my favorite thing was, because I get a lot of Cleveland Brown stuff. And this I'm only bringing this up because I think this is funny. Mm-hmm. Is for some reason Browns fans, the particular Browns friends, loves Kevin Stefanski. I think Kevin Stefanski's a fucking idiot. I think he's an idiot. I don't think that man knows how to coach the way it's about a paper bag. I don't think he deserved his coach of the year last year with Joe Flacco. I don't think he did jack diddly shit. I think he just walked into Joe Flacco being lucky with the wide receivers and all this stuff. So now they're making it seem like, oh, they're setting him up to get fired. I'm like, good, he should be fired. He's not a good coach. But there's this weird sector of people who are like, no, Stefanski's really good, and they're setting him up for failure. And it's these sports bloggers. It's nobody in the actual media. It's these sport bloggers who are like, well, he's done all this. I'm like, yeah, but he can't fucking coach the guy who's making $200-something million.
Yeah, I mean,
problem.
Welcome to the internet, where everyone has a platform. Say whatever you want. No repercussions, apparently.
But it's one of those things where I laugh and I'm like, Deshaun Watson is a piece of shit. He's a lost football player. But when you look at how magically he can coach Joe Flacco and make a playoff run, what does that tell you? And mind you, what he did to Baker Mayfield's absolutely disrespectful. He should have been fired for that alone. But I
mean, Baker kind of balls. Baker balls now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm laughing at. It's like, you're defending this man who did defend Baker Mayfield, who was the best quarterback they had up to their point.
Mm-hmm.
You trade for a diddler who can't do jack shit. You can't coach this guy for jack shit. Joe Flacco comes in, miracle savior.
Yep.
And now what? Like,
now we're on the Jameis Winston.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm just like, what the hell are you doing in Cleveland? Like, this is why Cleveland sucks. You guys can't do anything right.
Yeah, Cleveland is a dumpster fire. It's bad
in all aspects. It seems like.
I mean, especially the NFL team, but yeah, I mean, their baseball team actually went deep, so that's good for them. Congrats to them, I guess.
Cavaliers I don't think Cavaliers will be like a 6 seed, but I don't think the Cavaliers are going to go far.
Yeah, I mean,
they
have their championship from like 10 years ago, so they're fine.
You know what's wild is, for some people in their lifetime, that might be the only championship they see. Was that LeBron down 3-1?
Oh, 100%. Like, and I have thought about this. Like, I know I don't root for a team like, Lakers, Celtics, Patriots, like those types of teams, but I feel very fortunate that I've gotten to watch all of my teams, except for the Rockies, at least win something, which is great.
I've had this thought too, where it's like, in the grand scheme of things, in my 30 going on 32 years of life, my baseball teams won a World Series in my lifetime. My football teams won a World Series in my lifetime. My NBA teams won
multiple
titles in my lifetime. The Ducks won a title in my lifetime. USC's won a national title in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's like every major sport, really. Hell, the Galaxy won multiple titles in my lifetime on top of it. So like, in terms of it, I've had it pretty good. I'm not Boston good.
No, Boston's a different thing.
But pretty effing good. So in the grand scheme of things, I don't think I'm in a position to complain. And there's probably going to be another title in the next week with the Dodgers.
That's true.
Do we wrap this up with World Series talk?
Sure, we can talk about the World Series. I haven't been really paying attention, but
I'm going to be miserable the entire time.
Everyone who's a fan of not those two teams, I think, will be miserable, to be honest.
And you know what's even funnier is I was watching a stream today, a baseball stream, because there's a World Series MVP, and then because of these cards, the virtual card, Ultimate Team stuff they give out. They'll make a card for the World Series MVP. And so the guy was talking about this. His name's Gomes. He streams during the day, so a lot of people don't necessarily get to watch him because of content, at least where we are. But he was making the comment like, "Man, it's way more fun when the MVP's like some random player and not some star a lot of times." And I'm like, "Yeah, it really is way more fun when it's like this random guy who does really well and gets a card." So you're looking through like, guys who could be random players, and there's not a lot on these teams.
You're talking about from the World Series matchup?
From like the Dodgers and Yankees. It's like there's not a lot of like random guys per se.
Yeah, I mean,
it
does suck.
Like in a position to be like, they could do something, because it's like, I guess hypothetically, if you're like, who didn't get, like, who wasn't quote unquote top echelon, like there are some guys who weren't necessarily top echelons. But like they've had like really high cards before,
right?
Which is like, I don't necessarily want repeats, but it's like it's like World Series. That you're going through. It's like that guy. Like sometimes you go through and like that guy could be a sleeper for it. This guy could be a sleeper for it, and you're looking like there's no fun. There's no fun names on here.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's no Steve Pierce from 2018 was the one he brought up. I'm like, man, I would love like a random utility guy like Steve Pierce getting one, but it's like there isn't that guy on these teams.
No, because I mean, these are the two teams with the deepest wallets, right? Like,
yeah,
I haven't looked at the salaries, but I'd assume they're both top three. The only thing I could think of would be the Red Sox.
The Mets are higher.
Okay.
So in terms of one, I think it's Mets, Dodgers, Yankees.
Mets, Dodgers, Yankees. Yeah, and they're also the teams that one free agents want to go to, so that helps. They're the teams that if a player's being traded, those are
I
usually
lied.
two of the ones that are coming up.
Okay, I lied. I'm sorry. It's Mets, Yankees, Dodgers are number 5.
Dodgers are 5. Well, I guess Shohei did defer his salary, so I don't think that counts. They should be
Well,
higher, realistically.
in terms of total payroll, they're at 241 million, and the Yankees are at over 300 million.
Right, but that wouldn't include the salary deferred for Shohei.
No, they get that's part of it.
Is that calculated as part of it?
Yes.
Because I was like,
So in terms of like,
I was like, that's a lie.
Where is it? So they get taxed off of it. So it's not. So they're only actively paying him. They might actively be paying him. Yeah, they might be actively paying him $2 million, but really his payroll salary is still going off of 70 million.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So when you look at that's why it's like their payroll salary. Yeah, that's why it's like their total payroll allegations is where it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I can't find it. I've been looking for it. I saw a interesting kind of chart that showed where their WAR comes from in terms of how the players were acquired, and like the Dodgers draft was hilarious because it was like 70% of their WAR comes from players they bought. And then the other like 30%, like maybe 5% of it was like players they drafted, and then the other 25 or whatever percent of it was like the guys they traded for. And I actually credit the Yankees because about 40% of what they drafted makes up their WAR, whereas like, it was a more even like distribution, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Whereas if you look at other teams, I bet that the amount of wins above replacement they're getting from free agents is like way smaller like ratio compared to their total wins above replacement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think for most of it, it's a lot of like, I mean, free agency usually is like stopgaps and stuff. So,
well,
a lot of time, I don't know.
You're right. They are a lot of times, but when you're these franchises, not necessarily. Like,
I don't.
At least they're getting Mookie Betts. They're getting, Freddie Freeman. Like, they're getting guys like that, though.
Yeah. True. That's very true.
So, yay, baseball.
Late breaking news here. Deontay Murray is feared to have a fractured hand.
Saw that. That sucks for the Pelicans because they don't really have a point guard otherwise. Like, Alvarado's fine off the bench.
Bro, the Magic beat the Heat 116-97.
Well, yeah, this is every year. This is every year. The Heat don't care for the first 30 games, and then they'll make up like ground, end up as a 6 through 8 seed, and then pull some bullshit in the playoffs. It's just the classic Heat formula. Also, the Magic are really good, so there's that. I like the Magic.
And then future Nugget LaMelo Ball had 34 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds.
Did they win though?
Yeah, they did win.
Oh, good for them.
Future Nugget.
No, you know what? No, I'm good. My question is, how did future Nugget Io Dosnomu play?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. I love how 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in 25 minutes. You know what? Not bad. I would take that from backup point guard. I'll take that. That's fine.
All right. Anything else you want to say? We're almost at an hour here.
No, I'm good. Go Nuggets. We play tomorrow night. We're gonna beat the Thunder.
Who's winning the World Series?
I'm gonna go Yankees. I feel like that's lesser two evils.
It's gonna be the Dodgers. How much it pains me.
Yeah. Well, Shohei's just still your boy, so that makes sense.
I'm not as bitter as a lot of Angel fans are when it comes to it. That's to him, I'm not like Dodger fans who are like trying to like pick fights with Angel fans over Shohei. I'm like, I don't care. You know what? I was gonna say this on Saturday, but because I won't be there, I have a hot take as well and a burning proclamation.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani is the Kevin Durant of the MLB.
Hey, that makes sense.
And therefore,
I don't hate that. Yeah.
And therefore, his possible World Series ring will not count in my personal record book.
Just like Katie's and Golden State.
Yeah, just like
count,
Katie's
100%.
Golden State.
Yeah.
Katie's doesn't count. Katie has no rings. Shohei Ohtani will also have no rings.
I love the bitterness. I'm on board with it.
It's not even bitterness. It's
it.
just like no, you don't get to go to the best team and get paid all this money and just walk in. No controversy, no nothing, no none of this. No. That's not how this works. You have to go through the trials, my friend. Then you can earn that ring. You haven't earned.
You gotta take the lumps, dude. That's how it works.
You gotta take the lumps. Like he had the Angels for 6 years. Nah, that's nope. No, he's gotta lose one in Game 7. But if he wins one, it doesn't count. He Kevin Durant his way to this one.
All right, we're ending on that. I like that take. I don't think we'll have a podcast on Saturday. I know, especially
I won't be there. I was talking to Bryce about it, and I said maybe because I know what I'm doing, so I don't. It's not necessarily like heavily involved. So I think it'd be hilarious if there was a podcast and I call in on location from my like little stool with music blaring behind me.
That's
ultimately up to you guys.
We'll see. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. So maybe one on Saturday, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe it'll just be some games. I don't know what you guys are gonna play.
That's true. We might just for the boys play some games or something.
Play some games for the boys. I haven't itched. So sad news. I only bring this up because of what it led to. My cat Halo passed away.
Oh, that's
and
sad.
I jokingly told one of my. I was talking to some of my other friends, and I said, "Do I have to play the original Halo in her memory now?"
I feel like you might have to, honestly.
But see, the whole thing is, the last time we did this, we couldn't do multiplayer.
That's true. Halo 1 doesn't allow 3-player multiplayer. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
So. All right, we digress. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye. We'll see you next week, probably.
No rings for Ohtani.
No rings for Ohtani. They're fake Lim Mickey rings.